Hey, there we go. Testing for audio. Oh, that's the audio should be on. Whew. Okay. We got 3 more debuts to go through, and effectively all like do it, no rush. Mm. These three are among my favorites for various reasons. And oh man, I'm tired. How's everybody doing, by the way? If anybody is here. I'm gonna give a couple minutes to run so people who have seen the tweet can file in. Yep. Anyhow, yeah. Tonight we do Ike, Mista, which is a JoJo reference, as well as a pun, and of course Vox. That will be fun. Oh, Alchemy starts having a Christmas event soon. That's fun. All right, let's get started. Let's not wait too long. Display. There we go. All right. So first up is Mr. Stuck in Twitter jail himself. In fact, he still can't tweet. Ike Eveland. So, in sharp contrast already, he is definitely the most personality-wise I believe the 4 temperaments he would be phlegmatic, right? Chill vibes, nothing particularly onerous, nothing particularly like outlandish so far. Although this being Nijisanji, like if he's the male version of Sister Claire, that'll be interesting enough, right? And him as a novelist makes him the most ordinary of the 5 so far. We have a mobster, a fox detective, a sorcerer, a demon, and then we have a novelist. This is chill as hell. However, it's also too chill. Oh wait, no, it's about to start soon. A little bit of patience. A little bit of patience. Stories. Powerful tales with the potential to captivate millions. The methods of telling them vary greatly, but one of the oldest forms of storytelling is that of the written word. Experiences. I kind of cut my tongue out somehow. Actually, not exactly how, but didn't work. A wondrous happening that may occur when one partakes in a story for the first time. The creators of the no, a little too fast. Let's go back to that. The creators of these stories to be experienced have gone by many names. Some have called them authors, others writers or designers, and some can even be known as novelists. Designers is a bit of a new one, although I guess game design counts as creating experiences. I don't know. None of these actually mean anything. They're just filler text to like set the mood. They create an aesthetic rather than actually being anything meaningful about his backstory. Although having him start off as a kid that's basically into novels, man, that's certainly a pair of glasses. Oh, he's a sweet looking dude. Yep, nothing like a good old story. Dun, Grew up writing stories, lots of manuscripts. I wonder how many of them got accepted. And then while he's writing, something befalls him. An illness? Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, look. He has a little ink pen on his ear. Something about the modern world? Oh yeah, he got teleported into a new era, huh? Yeah, like with Luca, he's clearly time displaced. Although quite frankly, those clothes don't belong in any time period. So the overall theme for Luxiem is that they're all time displaced somehow. They all got isekai'd into the real world. A reverse isekai. 5 of them. So he got found by Nijisanji. Got dragged into this universe. GG, hello! We're now going over Ike's preview. Lacy gloves, or fishnet gloves. That's a little kinky, isn't it? Interesting. Home is not a place in of itself, but rather what you make of the place you are in. That's nice. A good ending.
Hey, stop crying.
And that's his actual voice.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, everyone.
I kind of like his design.
But yeah, I had a bit of a dream about how I ended up in this place this morning. But that was just before this stream.
It's a nice mix of
A
colors.
bit of an introduction is in order.
He has a really messy sort of like
Forgive me.
nerd hair. Like he just woke up with it and didn't bother brushing it back.
As you can imagine, I am incredibly nervous.
And yeah, his earrings, or rather, not earrings, I think. Actually, no, they are. They are attached to his ears.
I'm Ike Eveland,
But they seem to be clip-ons.
Nijisanji ES.
But they're like little, what's it called?
Thank you so much for coming to my debut.
Like ink pens.
どうもはじめまして、Nijisanji EN 所属のバーチャル
Well
バンド
pens.
バンドです。デビュー配信
No, that's not it.
本当にありがとうございます。
Traditional pens, anyhow.
よろしくお願いします。
The little nibs. That's the word for
めちゃくちゃ
nibs.
になったどうしよう。I'm so nervous. I hope I didn't mess anything up.
He has decent Japanese.
With those
That probably makes him the
out of the way.
second strongest in Japanese in Nijisanji Luxiem.
Shall we? Let's see if we can get this to work properly. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see if we can move this here.
The transition is also really nice.
There we go. So, here we are. As I stated earlier, hi, I'm Ike. I'm a novelist. Recently, also a convicted prisoner of theater jail. That's besides the point. But yeah, a little history about the novelist part. You see, when I was younger, I got introduced to the wonderful world of stories. Just the concept of being swept away on adventures and visiting different worlds and getting
I can appreciate that.
wondrous characters through the imagination of an
I used to
artist.
get in trouble in school by reading too much.
Fascinating to me. Thus, I decided that I was going to share with the world and sort of give back.
Praying for a day that when Ike gets released from Twitter jail, free Ike.
But now that I've found myself in quite a different place, I have discovered a different way of sharing experiences with the world besides the written word, namely live streaming. So, from now on, I'm planning on sharing all these new experiences with you all, be it games with captivating stories and worlds, fun gameplay, or mechanics that designed specifically so you want to crack your keyboard in half. Of course, I don't intend on limiting myself to just games, as I'm quite a big fan of movies and music as well. But we'll save that for a bit later. Let's move on to...
So far, so good.
So, regarding
The fact that he wears high heels is interesting.
into a
The-
format that
well,
I understood in this
It's
time,
actually period appropriate.
it ended up being way
Because
too
despite how they might...
gave up on.
The
But,
cultural
you know,
usages of them now, high heels were actually a masculine thing to make men look more imposing, right?
be a little bit of a hassle to work out.
At least that's how they started out.
But
Now, granted, I can't think of any sort of male fashion that involves stiletto high heels.
this time,
That's a little
and
unusual.
that date in question would be June 12th. So mark it.
His
down.
overall costume is very European.
We'll be able to celebrate it together.
A nice, like, gentle mix of colors, nothing particularly like gaudy or like
Centimeters.
or energetic
By the way,
or like
that's without the
extravagant.
shoe,
Well, no, it is pretty. It is pretty
And,
sort of like
last on this slide,
a rich look,
certainly
right?
not
He
least,
has
is my
badges. He has like
wonderful mama,
set of accessories that makes it look
incredible artist.
well
I'm
off,
so honored to have been
but it isn't like
wonderful
Luca's
mama.
giant fur coat.
So be sure to check out their amazing works. Thank you, Mama. 本当にありがとうございます. Okay, let's move to the next slide. See if we can get that.
And yeah, the gloves. I'm just thinking
For my collection,
that's an interesting choice.
it's right there on the screen.
Fishnets would not be my
As you can probably imagine.
my default
My screen layout.
expectation
By the
for
way,
a
I
say so
made
sort of
myself,
streamer,
so
right?
Forgive me if
Now,
it
this is, however, the first streamer I've heard of that actually speaks Swedish.
For the languages, it's languages are something that it's very interesting to me. I mean, I'm pretty rubbish at speaking any language, basically, but interesting nonetheless. For the languages that I hold any actual proficiency in, we have English, obviously. I don't think I need to dwell too much on that since it's pretty self-explanatory. And then I like to try my hand at Japanese.
Yuki, welcome back.
能力はあんまり
Going over Ike's debut for now.
実は
He is definitely the chillest of the three we have seen so far. Very much likely to persist. He has what I would consider a soft boy voice, a soft boy sort of presence.
だから、もしおかしいことが言ったり、文法が間違ったり、
Whereas the
発音が間違ったり、
the previous
本当にすいませんです。
two so far, where we saw Luca and Shu's debut,
ぜひ
they were very energetic. They sold themselves
それ
as
ではよろしくお願いし
as
ます。
if not comedians, then at least like the sort of like high energy sort of streamer, right? Or at least a certain like energy level. Whereas you're probably going to be going to Ike's stream just to chill out with him in the background,
Klart för engelska.
just to hang out with him.
Om det finns några svenskar i chatten och ni känner att ni verkligen vill säga hej på deras modersmål så är ni jättevälkomna att göra det lite då och då. Men stora bokstäver på då och då eftersom jag vet hur duktiga ni är på
Yeah.
engelska.
Speak Swedish, he's definitely Ike Eveland.
Så ofta som möjligt. Men svenska här och där. Skadar inte. And there, I think that should be enough of me embarrassing myself with butchering different languages. So let's move along, shall we? Let's find that there. Okay, there we go.
Caviar toast, this boy has rich taste.
Let's see.
Junk food should be
Likes, dislikes,
non-surprising
no
to any other
I
novelists.
love captivating stories.
Stories,
I know it's
music,
termed.
wholesome
I
themes.
find myself being particularly drawn to stories that have one or more of certain
But-
characteristics. Off the top of my head, those would be.
But he does like horror movies.
Romance.
So this guy has a slight edge to him.
And, one specific to video games, Utsuge. For those who don't know what Utsuge is, it's short for Utsugemu, literally depression game in Japanese.
Oh, sad games.
There are varying opinions on
What was it?
Utsuge, but to me
Key
personally,
especially
Utsuge makes you feel like
Infamously makes Utsuge visual novels.
You find yourself loving every second of it because it's just so well done.
Russian is sweet, and Nijisanji, what's next?
Food, I can't
Well, Nijisanji is planning to take over the world, so they already have a Chinese branch.
craving one.
They've had an Indian branch and an Indonesian branch that's doing very well.
Anyways, then we have music.
South America, they need a Portuguese speaker and a few Spanish speakers. That's what they should get next.
I wouldn't be here the entire day. But yeah, I love music in pretty much every genre with a few notable exceptions, but I digress. Then we have wholesome things. Art, cute animals, tete, you name it. If it's wholesome, I'm there for it. Now for the caviar toast one, I always get weird looks for this one, but I assure you it's not as weird as it sounds. It's not some sort of expensive, fancy caviar that you find at a restaurant. It's like an orangish paste in a tube that you buy at the supermarket for like $3. But it tastes amazing.
I know what he's talking about. It's not beluga caviar, right? It's not the stuff that comes in like $100 or $500 tins. It's just fish eggs, basically.
Things I enjoy in general. I used to have a really bad energy drink addiction, but they stopped selling my favorite kind. So I was kind of forced.
Raymond Spanish is the kind from Colombia. I would not be terribly surprised, although her English has a very clearly American accent. So
For hobbies,
it's America. It's a melting pot. So I wouldn't be surprised if she does in fact have like Colombian background.
It's getting kind of pricey.
But I expect her. I expect that she's not living there, for instance.
Resist when a beautiful figurine gets announced that you just really want to get your hands on, you know? Language learning is also a lot of fun, even though I'm terrible at it. Songwriting and music production are also
Also, African VTubers.
But again, I'll have
Like,
to refrain on going too much of a tangent.
There are actually quite a few like
too much time to stream.
first world.
Beyond
What
otherwise, but
first world?
I
It's a
can
bit of a
say
misnomer.
that you
There are
have
quite a few advanced regions in Africa that can actually support that kind, like a VTuber culture. If there are a lot of anime fans in Africa, the main problem is that it's so far away from literally everything else that they would need to not just set up a Nijisanji office, but also some infrastructure to help support it. Because like,
it happens. For
if
dislikes,
you've ever had any friends operating out of Africa, you know that game connection there can be a bit of a pain,
it's pretty simple.
especially if there are any multiplayer games involved. They would basically have to be their own damn thing. And that's no fun for anybody.
Programs who I will not mention gave me preparing all the stuff for debut. I did all the motion design for the lore sequence, and
Oh,
the program wasn't very kind to me during that time. But I digress.
that's still very impressive.
And let's move up forward a slide.
I have no idea how to do motion design.
Okay, there's a lot of
I
stuff
could
to
learn,
do,
but it's a pain in the
we'll
ass.
have to skim it a little bit. We can go more into
This
detail.
is a very
Point out.
boomer list of
But
anime
games
classics.
and anime can be a bit back and forth, I guess would be the word. It kind of flips between.
Well, no, I can't say boomer.
Very cute
Millennial
slice
list.
of life stuff,
This is very
terrible
late millennial
but I
in terms of anime classics.
Higurashi no Naku-
We got Toradora, we got Angel Beats, we got Elfin Lied, we got
I'll
Clanad,
do the same for games. I'll mention
and
that
Haruhi Suzumiya, of
Dungeon
course.
is my favorite game of all time.
Still need to finish that last novel.
I adore the works of the one, the only Yoko Taro-san. Out of all of his works, I think my favorite would be Drakengard 1. with the original Nier coming in at a very close
Yeah,
second
he
place.
was apparently a Tokyo U grad, wasn't he?
For music,
So he's definitely
I
forward-looking.
ramble about this stuff.
Presumably well-studied.
Yes. So I'll keep it as short as I can. I love Vocaloid producers. I've got a huge amount of respect for this
Yeah,
nostalgia.
lots of
and
Vocaloid
some
fans in this group.
iconic songs that community has
And a rock and metal
created.
fan, which I
I
appreciate.
would list more producers than just
Although,
these four, but
I'm a very, very casual metal fan, so I don't actually know any of these names. Do not ask me for recommendations. I just kind of pick up whatever my friend tosses in my
I
way.
also adore Eurobeat, but I am very partial to the tracks of DG Command and Sam Free. Rest his soul. There's just something about their arrangement.
I've played
and
through Saya
production
no Uta,
that
which
makes
I
it
wouldn't
very
recommend if you don't have a strong stomach for certain,
rock and metal.
particularly
Two
gross
very
themes.
diverse genres that
It was a very
completely
impacting visual novel, but very much a very acquired taste.
Here we would run out of
It's
space
not
to
something I would
list
recommend casually.
English is hard. I just listed some of the ones that I've been listening to lately. Spirit Box especially has been dominating my playlist ever since they released their latest album.
I would say early 20s.
Okay,
Because late teens, he's a Tokyo U grad. So late teens will probably not be quite right. But early 20s sounds about right.
Especially the fan name, because I have no clue what I'm telling you guys. We'll make it up. Collaborative.
So there are a few things over here that I want to point out. One, iconography is a really good art tag. Like this is just really well thought out.
Names and maybe settle it.
Spicy Ike, however.
Does that sound good with you guys? Come on, tell me. Does that sound good?
Ocean Mark, yeah, Pen actually Ocean Mark is a good one.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Let's go through the tags real quick. The general is just my name, Ike Eveland. The live streaming is Ike Streamland because puns are fun. The art is iconography. The memes is Yikes Memeland, and the not safe for work is
Yikes Memeland is also just really solid. I really like that.
Oh yeah, and the fan names like writers, pen pal. I actually like pen pals because Vox said that it was cute, and I trust his judgment on that. Just don't make it EFAM. Please don't make it EFAM. That one was a joke.
It's gonna be EFAM.
But or Mark, as if you prefer.
Using writers or pen pals as his fan name also makes it hard to make a hashtag out of it. So I wouldn't. If I was in charge of this, I wouldn't say pen pals. I would definitely say.
You see that? Is the bling on point?
I wouldn't know what I would say as a recommendation. EFAM wouldn't be a recommendation though. It's not great.
The first of my goals would be to introduce more people to the wonderful world of Nijisanji. I would also like to share many new experiences with the viewers, because I'm very big on sharing experiences, as you might have already guessed. I also want to try out the Soulsborne series, because I have never played a single game from that series, be it Dark Souls, Sekiro, or Bloodborne, but...
I'm just sort of speculating here.
Very, very curious.
But if you are a metal fan,
reach 100,000 subscribers and get
you probably have the right sort of mindset for Soulsborne games. This is very speculative, but I feel like there's a bit of a crossover in terms of the personality type that gets into metal with a personality type that can bear through Soulsborne and like squeeze out its lore, right?
Because that's not something I'm very confident in, especially under pressure or nervous like I am right now. I want to partake in lots of chaos with Luxiem, the rest of EN, and all.
Okay, so he's definitely one of the boys.
Perform at a live
he's probably the calmest of the boys, but he'll probably be right there and with him making fun of Mysta.
And this one is a big one, but I want to try getting invited as a convention guest. Let me dream, okay? I really, really want to, like, just I've seen people be on stages and interacting with fans directly, and it just seems so exciting. I want to be part of that one day. Okay, let's start wrapping this up before we drag on for too long. Let's have a look at my...
I love how the DGE and Twitter tweets out Ike's weekly runes for him. Yeah, that's nice of them. So I like this schedule, right? Because we have Celeste, then Doom, then To the Moon, which tells you that this guy likes his contrasts. He likes his thematic contrasts.
In depth with everything, and I'll be able to show off my beautiful model that my mama made for me. I think that would be a lot of fun, so I hope I'll see you all there. After that, we have some chatting and a bunch of cool games lined up that I'm excited to experience with you all. Now,
the 2016 version of Doom, though, that's definitely going back a little bit. Usually people will go with Eternal. Although, quite frankly, I think 2016 is a little more energetic than Eternal, even with the grappling hook involved.
There we go.
It's a little more freeform.
There we go. We're back here. Okay. Thank you all once again for coming to my debut stream. Be sure to check out Mista and Vox who are coming.
That was kind of
shortly.
fast, wasn't it? Yeah, he was only had he only
Nijisanji
had a 20-minute debut because he's
The program is currently being hosted by Oliver Senpai and
he kind of went through everything a little fast. He didn't really have a lot planned other than the intro and the basics.
So be sure to go check that out, and who knows, there might even be a special announcement there. Huh? So be on the lookout for that, or maybe nothing happens. Maybe I'm just pulling you all along for a big prank. Anyways, with that, I will see you guys over on the official Nijisanji Ian channel a little bit later. But for now, I'm gonna send you guys over to Mista's debut stream. See you!
Yep. And that was it for Ike. That was a very, very bare bones intro. Kind of like with Luca, I don't really feel like I have a solid grasp of his personality. It's clear that they're presenting him as sort of the counterpoint to the chaos coming out of like Shu and Mista, right? That he's not quite as energetic. He's very much a chill streamer, except when the metal comes out, the heavy metal. But there's nothing wrong with that. Every generation needs their anchor, right? The person that's a little more calm to others and brings them like together. Can't wait for the ASMR from him. Yeah, I would see him as probably the second most popular ASMR source from the 5. You can guess who the first is. You don't get any guesses who the first is. We both know what I'm talking about. It will not, however, of course, be Mysta, who has, I wouldn't call him ASMR type. And we'll see why right now. Nice jazz start, that's always good. Wicked, welcome to the stream. Enjoyable young man. Yes, that's basically what I'm getting out of Ike, right? Both him and Luca are relatively calm compared to their peers. Ike even more so. Like he doubles down on the blue only aesthetic to everybody else is red, basically, right? Oh boy. Next is the most chaotic member who has some hot takes on Twitter. Oh boy, Mysta. Mysta will be fun. He already is a lot of fun. He has the most easily recognizable like personality type amongst the 5, right? Well, actually, yeah, I would say that's a pretty good summary of it. Like, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He says stupid shit at a drop of a hat, triggering the rest of Nijisanji Ian in the process, which is hilarious.
This is Mista Rias, a genius detective that knows pretty much everything in the world.
Let me download the audio.
He doesn't know. Here is the story of how his life got flipped upside down. Mista has always been.
Yeah, the sour milk in his fridge, not washing his rice.
This particular case was
He's a little hopeless.
For months on end. There was a notorious unnamed thief that left almost no traces at every crime scene, making it impossible for anyone to figure out who or where this person was. Except for Mysta. Mysta had a keen sense of smell, akin to a dog, so he had been sniffing a trail and sticking to the scent until...
Actually sniffing like a dog.
I finally got you, thief! Now stop right there! Turn around, slowly. Hello? Hello? Are you even listening to me? Whoa, 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 whoa!
And the way he screams is just hilarious. This guy's a natural comedian.
Transported to a mysterious dark place. Oh, he's also really afraid of the dark. Stop! He thought to himself. Mysta began to think logically. He could see a light at the end of the tunnel. He decided to do what he knows best.
The Nijisanji tunnel.
Did I get teleported? Son of a thief, dick, motherfucker!
He got drunk. Keep it down, said the barman. Look, watch this, it'll calm your head. The man showed him his phone. Mysta exclaimed it was nothing like he had ever seen before.
Wait, what's this?
Oh, this is a VTuber. They reach many people online by entertaining them.
He is the only person who scares Finana. He is also the only second VTuber in the Ian branch that has an egg story.
This is so cool.
Now,
I want to be cool like
that's already unusual enough, but the fact that we have 2 of them now, what the hell?
Here we are.
So yeah,
My chat.
he's already a lot of fun. He also has the most like.
Not in the right.
I would argue this is the
size.
most
Oh my God. Well,
dynamic costume design, right? The hat alone is just way too much.
I accidentally changed to the screen.
Way too much personality in the hat alone, right?
Hello, everyone. I didn't mean to do that. I actually didn't. Oh my God. So, hello. How's it going, everyone? Can you hear me fine? I'm going to turn up the background music a little bit.
Mista definitely has little brother energy.
Okay.
They're like siblings. They have. Mista has a strong little brother energy.
Chat is in such a stupid place right now. Okay.
Like in a stereotypical sitcom,
All good, like, it's my-
he'd be the youngest brother in a family of like
but hello,
3
everyone.
siblings,
Welcome
right?
to the stream. Welcome. I'm sure you know I'm British if you couldn't tell already, but we'll get more onto that in a minute. First of all, I hope you're all having a really great night. Everyone's been really talented so far. I don't think I have that many talents. Music's a bit loud. Okay. Maybe like this. Is that better? Okay. So
Yeah.
everyone's been really talented so far, and I don't have
Clearly
any
supposed.
talents,
He's apparently
so
supposed to be
I'm
a fox,
kind
not
of
a dog. I
nervous
can see that.
as hell. Oh my God! this chat is way
Mista
too
is from the
much.
Walmart part of England. Yes, he is.
This is so scuffed. Okay. So before we get started, I just wanted to show off my model and show off
Also, his chat is going brr. Wow, look how fast the chat is going. That's unreadable. That is completely unreadable.
I'm sure you guys have already seen.
Mista is the sort of lad where if you said fancy a cheeky Nando's, he would be extremely
Mista,
excited to
no
say
problem.
yes.
I can take off my glasses. And then I can also take off my outfit. Like this. Hey. Actually,
The choker's
I'm not gonna do
kinky.
any more A's. You've heard that enough from Shu, okay? I'm not gonna do any more A's. But yeah, this is what I look like with everything off. But I am gonna put everything back on for now. Since this is, you know, the first stream, we have to go with what I'm built with, you know. So, without further ado, and hopefully no more scuff.
No,
I'm
you're a
gonna move
VTuber.
on to
We are cursed with scuff.
the slide.
There is no escaping from the
So,
scuff. The scuff is part of our
bam!
existence.
Wow! That was pretty epic. Okay. So, as you can see, my name is Mista Rias.
Asymmetrical footwear design over here,
Either way,
because the build over here is dragging on his socks.
This doesn't offend me or
That's an eye
something.
catch that nobody will ever appreciate
But,
after the stream.
I call
The
myself
build is sort of
Mista
kinky for some
Rias.
goddamn reason. It looks like you're supposed to pull at him.
So,
It looks like a
I'm
leash.
Filipino.
It looks like there's a
I'm
leash
really,
at
like,
his
half Filipino,
crotch.
and I can't actually speak anything.
She'll use the punching back.
However,
Luxiem believes he's a good sport about it. Yeah, because everybody's just
my
cracking jokes about it rather than like
they were Filipino,
treat him too badly.
they
Except
didn't
if it's
speak Tagalog,
comedic
they
enough.
Spoke a thing called
In which case they go a little too far
I think
with
I'm
it.
saying that right? Ilocano? I
He
don't know
is
if you guys know what
British
it is, but,
Filipino, which
I don't
people
know
are already
if it's
making
called
fun of.
Tagalog. But yeah.
January
I'm
20th, his
actually
birthday will
I
be
am
an interesting
speaking English.
stream.
My birthday was on the 20th of January. Yeah, I am really nervous. Thank you. You know what? I'm so glad you pointed that out in the chat. Thank you, chatter. Whoever said that. I didn't realize I was nervous. I appreciate it.
See, that's the sort of
my
reaction
is right there.
that makes people want to bully you more, right?
and and my hat is there too. Oh, actually, I'm gonna take off my hat because I made myself a little pointer, so I can. point
Okay,
at
that's
things.
cool. That's cool. I forgot about that. He made the pointer out of his hat
So,
and using it as a way to like
my throat is already dying.
go through the PowerPoint.
My likes and dislikes.
So,
first up,
for fellow Americans here, to clarify, magnums are sort of ice cream. It is not in fact a gun, or worse, exactly what you're thinking of, and I was thinking of too when I first saw that. It is in fact ice cream. Ice cream. Let's not get confused here. He is not talking about anything else other than ice cream. Especially not condoms.
I really love magnums.
Boy, that sounds wrong!
Honestly, the taste of magnums in my mouth.
No!
I swear, a big magnum.
Oh, the phrasing. That was deliberate. That was
What are you talking
deliberate.
about?
That was
Wait,
deliberate.
wait, I'm talking about the ice cream magnums, okay? Ice cream, not the condoms. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.
Yeah,
I also
unfortunately,
realized-
there are only two
I
meanings
think I
for
sleep
with the word magnum
more than I'm
in
awake.
American English, and ice cream's not one of them.
If that makes any sense. I also really like mysteries. Of course, I'm a detective. I'm a very good detective, actually. You know what? Chat, ask me any question right now. I'll answer it. You will see how intellectual I am. Go
Now,
on. Any question
cap,
at all.
full
Pick
cap.
one at random.
In fact, there's a cab right there in
I'll be
front of
waiting.
us.
I'm waiting. I'm gonna just like stop the chat and look for one. What does E. coli mean? Wait, I still don't know what that means. I swear, I thought that was a D's nuts joke, but apparently it isn't.
Really,
I don't
we
know,
improved
I'm so
it.
confused on that.
We made it so
Anyway.
much worse.
Yes, I like rhythm games. I think that's the only type of games I'm good at. Anime manga we'll get onto a bit later. I do like Katsukari. I think
He's British, so I'm not too terribly surprised with liking curry.
I can
That
only
is, in
laugh
fact,
because I am
the
really
national
bad
dish.
at-
Well, the tikka masala is the actual national dish, effectively.
Okay.
He's
next
a bomb.
slide. So, dislikes.
I like that face. That's a really good
really
face.
dislike moving, cleaning, exercise, social meetings. You know, anything that has to do with.
He's a damn introvert.
Moving
Well,
my
to be
body.
fair, British and introvert are sort of
I'm gonna-
assumed.
it's a bit big, actually. Yeah, anything that has to do with moving my body, I really don't like doing that. Which is why streaming is really good, because I don't really have to move. So, I think since I've got sent to this time frame.
So we know what his act when they finally play a bocce game and he loses, because he's the sort of personality that ends up losing in an important bocce game. We know what his punishment has to be, right? He's going to have to do Ring Fit sessions. We only call it to the pub and that's it. Yep, that's what we assume. That's what the rest of the world assumes about British culture.
The internet now, so I really hate when the internet goes down. But
Actually, that's kind of me. I have a lot of British friends. One of them actually does model trains, and the other
hate
like
horror and
helps her
hate
neighbors
the
like
dark. I
cook exotic
am
foods.
really scared of the dark. Okay. I'm
Her
sorry.
husband's a huge
But maybe
introverted
we'll see
geek,
play a
though.
horror game sometime. I don't know if people want that. I don't know if you would want to see that though. But next.
horror in the dark. And of course, the very first game he plays is a horror game.
So, from the anime and manga, I don't know if you.
Couple things. Number one, bottom energy. Number two, bottom energy. Number three, bottom energy. Number four, bottom energy. Number five, definitely a bomb.
You guys can tell
Oh wait, number six, absolutely bottom energy.
just from looking at them, but you might see something.
He either needs to do Ring Fit or horror in VR. Yes.
That is.
And there needs to be a heart monitor when he does either.
Listed here are rom-coms. I really, really love romance anime. I guess maybe because seeing people in love makes me happy. I guess it makes me want to be that person, but you know I'm never going to be, so I guess that's fine. Sag. Anyway, my favorite out of all of these is actually Please Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro.
Like I said,
It's my favorite. I've read the manga since like the first chapter came out years ago.
by years ago, I wonder if he means a certain infamous
and
early version that was never actually
I
serialized.
really like this anime. No, wait! I just realized. Hold on. I just realized. I don't like being bullied. Okay, this just
Cap.
it just happens to like correlate somehow. I didn't even think.
Cap,
about it.
mad cap.
I don't like being bullied. All right. Okay, I'm not like.
He is capping so damn hard with his previous slide. Here. Don't lie to me, boy. Don't lie to me.
Like a masochist or something. Alright?
He is. He is. We know it. You know it. I know it.
I swear I didn't. There's no correlation, okay?
There's absolute correlation.
Takagi-san, okay? There's no correlation. I swear.
He likes being teased.
Okay.
Everything that's happening on Twitter right now is him setting himself up for being teased. He's doing it deliberately. It is his fetish.
Hunter,
Everybody else is playing into it.
Hunter x Hunter. I know that pisses off Alira, so you listening, Alira? Hunter x Hunter. Yes. I have watched Hunter x Hunter 4 times, all the episodes 4 times, without skipping the intro. And I don't remember what the math was, but it's a lot of hours of opening I've watched, apparently. Because if you don't know, the Hunter x Hunter opening is the exact same song, basically, every episode. So I've watched, like a day or 2 or something like that.
You can probably do karaoke of that song now.
But, yeah. That's based? Is it really? Okay. Alright, next up. So, on to games. Here are the rhythm games I was talking about. I do like playing them, but unfortunately, due to DMCA copyright laws and stuff, I probably can't play these games, which is really unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
But, you know, it is what it is. Maybe
I wouldn't be surprised if they work out a deal with Newsdash, though.
That is copyright free and stuff. We could do that. But yeah, these main 2 that I do play.
And actually, there are some copyright free stuff on Osu as well.
Which does suck.
It shouldn't be impossible to do it. Especially from VTube agencies or individual VTubers. They might just give him permission for it.
So I guess we'll just ignore that.
I know that Aries, for example, just released a new Gammo for Osu as well.
Don't have any expectations from me.
He's a damn dirty League of Legends player. Given that he's a masochist, he's probably a top laner.
I've enjoyed it since from my time being here. I've enjoyed playing it a lot. And Animal Crossing, I think everyone loves Animal Crossing, so there's
Animal Crossing is one kind of fun.
New, is it? But
it's not my
on
favorite.
Music, you might see that I've only put one thing here. That's because I listen to Fox Stevenson only mainly.
I have no idea who Vox Stevenson is.
Way too much. I listen to too much Fox.
Okay, yeah. If other DG members played Musedash, he has access to Musedash.
Wait, I just realized. This is another thing that I swear didn't correlate, but Fox Stevenson and I'm like a fox. I didn't even realize my favorite artist.
He mains ADC?
Foxes.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a little respectable. That's a little respectable. It's still a little masochistic to be an ADC in the current meta.
Please look at them. Honestly.
But as long as he's not a feeder, I'll respect it.
Especially, let's see, which one would I say? Go Like. Listen to Go Like. No, listen to Like That. Listen to Like That. No. Listen to Bruises. Yeah, you know what? Just listen to everything on here. Just listen to everything on here. Okay, next is the super big thank you credits. Petra actually made my overlays, and I think Petra's in the chat right now.
Petra did a good job. This is a nice overlay. Fits his personality too. The playfulness of the little fox stamps and fox balls especially. His highest rank was Plat 1.
I've never been.
That's not terrible.
By Petra,
not terrible.
That's
it puts him like the top 10% of overall league players.
The law art was done by Sotidayo, which was really good. I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. I did edit the intro video myself. But
granted, top 10% doesn't exactly say a lot when the league population is literally in the hundreds of millions, and most of them are unranked.
Thank you. And the alerts by Shirai Vai, which you can see at the top there. Oh my. It's not copium.
It's copium.
It's not copium. All right. Next. So, here is my schedule for the week. I will be doing a long.
Can't believe he's doing League.
Debut 2.0. 2 p.m.
Graphic
GMT.
design
For
passion.
me right now, it's actually 2 a.m.
To be fair, she did a pretty good job.
I wanted
It
to
is
sing,
excellent
actually.
overall job dealing with the overlay.
But I don't.
Oh,
remember
right.
2.0, 'cause I
He was supposed to play League tomorrow, as you said, but he decided to move it to another date as he wants to play with the other members. You know what? That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Oh, but to touch upon my accent, by the way, you might have noticed I have a slightly different British accent to most. I have a dying accent called Cockney.
Cockney dying? Is it seriously dying?
Yeah, I have a dying.
It's one of the like two best known actual British like accents, right? You have the formal like royal accent that's all formal and like well spoken and everything. I can't actually pull it off. I forgot how to do it. And then Cockney is what you hear in the movies when you hear like street level English.
People don't really speak like this anymore. It's not actually common.
Who was it? The black actor that
I do try to hide it because I think it's quite embarrassing.
Idris Elba
It is
has a
quite
Cockney
embarrassing.
accent.
I do try to hide it.
I'm pretty sure.
But yes, I would say stuff like
London Cockney is probably dying, yeah. But yeah, it's definitely been a major influence, right? It's well preserved otherwise. Like, you don't have the true native stuff anymore, but you have a lot of people that can pull off a decent facsimile of it.
If it does come up and I do say something quite Cockney, then please don't point it out and just ignore it, okay?
No, we're gonna point it out.
Alright?
We're gonna point it out a lot.
Never.
It's gonna be well clipped.
But yeah,
His Cockney moments will be very well
after
clipped.
Debut 2.0, where we will be going over most of the tags and stuff. And if you haven't seen like some of the tags I've already picked, because I haven't picked all of them, our meme tag is hashtag Mr. Worldwide. Like my name.
That's a really good tag, actually. That's actually a really good tag.
I think
I was expecting it to be a JoJo reference instead, but you know how it is.
That we have. Mr. Worldwide. But yeah, more of those tags and stuff will be done on the stream later today for me, probably tomorrow for others. But yes, on Tuesday we'll be doing Until Dawn, which is a horror game apparently, which I don't actually know much about. Like, I don't know anything about actually, but I heard it's good. So then we will be playing League of Legends.
When he's done with Until Dawn,
what
we should do is encourage him to play DDLC.
Oh my god, I said Tuesday. No, not like this. No. Okay, alright. I will be playing League of Legends, and then on Thursday we'll be playing Minecraft. I'm going to be playing Minecraft Hardcore, and...
he is a masochist.
Okay, clippers, you can clip this, and you can send it to me during the stream, okay? I don't care. I am going to be playing Minecraft Hardcore, and I will not die on that stream, okay? Not a single time. No cap. Straight facts. On a stack.
He's probably gonna die really quick. Why do you tempt fate like that?
I swear. Don't... Why are you guys Xing? What are you talking... I will not die. I'm a pro Minecraft gamer, I swear. I don't actually have a Minecraft skin yet. I should probably get on that. I have time. But on Friday, we're going to be doing the Luxiem collab, which everyone has already said in their schedules. I'm sure that will be really fun. You can see how chaotic everyone is. I'm not chaotic. Guys, I know this is going to sound really
I'm not. No.
I swear, I'm not the most chaotic in the group.
He's absolutely the most chaotic.
Okay?
I feel like...
I swear.
Especially for Nijisanji English.
Continue with Until Dawn again. Why do you guys...
They should probably schedule, like...
Alright, whatever.
An Among Us session with the other gens. As a sort of initiation, right? You get a real good sense of somebody's personality when they're in a situation where they can't trust each other.
So, that's basically it. Is there anything you guys would want me to say, actually? In my accent? I wouldn't mind saying it for you so you can hear what it sounds like. Because I know...
But he knows how to play to his audience. He's very deliberately digging his own grave. He knows that the best comedic situations are when you promise something and fail to deliver in a way that trips you up.
I'm not gonna bark. What? Do you think I'm that much of a bottom?
Yes.
Alira just added me and said that I need to say...
Yeah, with the new airship map. A full 15. That sounds awesome. That sounds like pure chaos.
What is that? Do you really want me to bark? Oh, Wait, let me retry that.
That's it. This fox needs some practice on his barking.
Was that good? Was that good enough? Keep going. Wait. Elira and Oliver Sensei just said keep it up and keep going. What?
Nice.
3 more? Shoo, what are you... This is in the Discord, by the way. Okay.
Yeah, that's getting clipped.
I'm making
That
myself
is getting
look like
clipped.
a fool, man.
You're a VTuber. That's our default state.
Oh, yeah. But
It's not a very good bark, is it? He needs to work on it.
I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry.
What kind of proper bond doesn't know how to bark?
Yeah, I know. I don't have any like talents really compared to the rest of the people. So I hope my personality can make up for that. Maybe.
Comedy is a
One
talent.
person calls me a bottom in the chat. I swear to God. I swear to God.
No, seriously, comedic timing is actually a very difficult skill to master,
Right off, man.
especially in text format.
Why are you calling me bottom? I'm not bottom. Stop. Guys. Alright, look at me. Look at me in the eyes. I am a top.
Cap.
I'm not bottom. I'm a top.
Mad cap.
See? I said that with a straight face. Bottom eyes? What is that?
Just not wrong. Those are really bottom eyes.
Oh my. Okay, well, yeah, I appreciate you guys joining me. I hope that I lived up to your guys' expectations. And I guess this is where I say, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, please, and turn on the notification bell. See you guys later. Okay, bye. Bye.
Alright, 2 out of 3. I love this screen in particular because it just fits his personality so damn well. He's always left crying every day by his own gen mates and the rest of Nijisanji EN. You'd almost feel sorry for him, except it's all self-inflicted.
Wait, why are you still here? Go away. Leave. Go.
Alright, man, jeez. Alright, and the very last one, the one that's launched 1,000 ships and soaked countless acres of underwear. This is final boss music, man. In more ways than one. But seriously. What are those? What are those? Actually, no, they're kind of cool. They're like really traditional Japanese style sandals. Can't you see the other side of the British coin? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Vox Akuma has a +3 modifier for psychological damage against any female, straight female, or gay American. And quite a few non-binary, quite a few non-binary folks too. In fact, in general, Americans have a debuff against him. Oh, this is dramatic as hell. I'm going to let this whole thing play without any interruption. This is so cool.
The year is 1614. At the close of Japan's Sengoku period, the country is torn asunder by bloody violence and broken bones. The Tokugawa shogunate is poised to wrest control of the land and finally bring an end to the ceaseless conflict. Between Ieyasu and total dominance, however, there was one small clan they had seemingly overlooked. At the peak of Honshu, resting at the tip of its northern peninsula, sat a small, insignificant hold. It hadn't existed for long, and at most, it had yet to even earn a name. However, to those who lived in its vicinity, it had become known as Akuma Castle. Akuma was home to a thinning population, mostly immigrants from other displaced clans, looking for a home until the war ended. In years prior, small tribes would form, but many descended into infights and squabbling, and would quickly disband. For those without a clan, all hope seems lost.
This is so good.
Soon after, however, word began to spread about a mysterious man living near Honshu's peak. It was said that if he spoke to you directly, a warmth and comfort would enter you and would never leave. It was this mysterious feeling that fostered trust in him, but not without tales of his magical throat passing among the neighboring wanderers like wildfire. Compelled by this mysterious heat to follow and serve him, the travelers united and built a village together, with Akuma Castle at its center. 2 short years later, his clan had become a home for any lost or despondent citizens of Japan. All who came to the castle would be welcomed to endless feasts, prosperity, health, and celebrations, in exchange for their unyielding loyalty to the man at its core. His supernatural sway over the hearts and minds of his people led many to believe that he could have been yokai, but his followers took to calling him something more direct. His name was Vox Akuma, the voice demon. Vox seemed to know each citizen of his court very personally. He would arrive at their doors carrying tea and produce in their time of greatest need, and would sit and talk with his silver tongue for hours, while never falling behind on any of his duties. The loyal saw him not as a lord, but as their friend. It was this commitment to his legacy that blinded them to the true nature of his rule. Any who ventured outside Akuma's gates would see the bodies of similar deserters torn to ribbons by his sword, before quickly meeting a similar fate themselves. One day, a diplomat from the Tokugawa shogunate arrived at Akuma Castle's gates. He requested an immediate audience with their leader, and Vox was happy to oblige. In his decadent throne room, Vox had the man kneel and state his purpose. He said, with a quivering in his lungs, that if the Akuma clan did not agree to merge with the growing borders of Tokugawa, that his master Ieyasu would declare war. Vox pondered this for all of the blink of an eye before throwing his sword into the ground, inches from the diplomat's nose. Vox spoke, and as he did, a wave not of warmth but of cold and icy dread coated the hall. The king's duty is to his people, he said, and living as one of you will make them people no more. Tell your master I am ready for his war. In the coming days, the anxiety of an impending battle bounced off the land of Akuma like rain on an umbrella, as the distant thump of Tokugawa boots thundered through the hills of northern Honshu. The small Akuma militia took up a position on the castle walls, bows and arrows ready to defend their home. One night, Vox himself explored the battlements and met a young woman sitting upon the wall,
This part.
watching the horizon. Are you afraid?
No, my lord.
Why ever not? This is your home, isn't it? Aren't you afraid it might fall?
I've spent my whole life without a place to belong. This place is the only home I've ever known, and I'd be without a reason to live if it fell.
So you are afraid?
I just don't want to think of a life beyond these walls.
A life beyond those walls isn't a life at all, is it? If you had no place to belong before, you had nothing to fight for. But Now you do. Hold on to it as tight as you can, little one. You can do that for me, can't you? That's my girl.
And immediately a whole bunch of panties dropped. That guy's a little scary. His voice is a little scarily good.
Our shinobi quickly slaughtered Vox's soldiers. A grand army appeared at the crest of a nearby hill. At its front was Ieyasu himself, laughing in indignation at the pathetic final stand that stood before him. Vox drew his sword and began fending off the warriors that sought his head. Backed up to the highest peak of his castle, Vox fought off countless of Ieyasu's ilk. It was said that any who could see the tip of Akuma Castle that night saw a blade lit by a demonic fire, the color of which the human eye could scarcely fathom. Amid the 100 slashes of his sword and the blood of Tokugawa spilled by the gallon, slowly, the fire of Vox Akuma began to fade. The soldiers on the ground saw him backed into a corner, until the few who remained of the Akuma clan felt his warmth vanish from their hearts. His fire had gone out, and the peak of his castle was blanketed in shadow. As Ieyasu and his army professed, the last enemy of a unified Japan had been slain, and soon after, the country had become whole. Some believed, however, that his demonic blood would keep him alive. This, of course, is simply hearsay.
That is the best damn intro I've ever seen from any VTuber. That is shockingly well done.
Welcome one.
Of course, the rest of the stream is a little scuffed. But that intro,
Today with good tidings.
11 out of 10.
Risen, not from the
11 out of 10.
painful humiliation of a life lived in shadow. I rise today, bathed in the warmth of the sun, my body beaten and broken, but my spirit nigh invincible. After the pain of 400 years spent waiting, it is an honor to meet you, kindred. So, I think you'd all like to learn a little bit about me, so why don't we get started? I'm not terribly familiar with the slideshows that these other...
As Ike said, he needs to do audiobooks. I would gladly pay for the audiobooks.
I'm sorry, I forgot to account for the location of chat. You guys are just going to have
This is a little scuffed.
So, my
An
name
amazing
is
intro,
Vox Akuma.
a bit of a questionable display on his actual actual debut stream.
It's a mixture of Latin and Japanese, which means voice demon, or voice of the devil. Rather, my followers called me that. I have no idea if I have a true name, but I do quite like this one. You're welcome, however, to just call me Vox. As for my age, I do struggle to recollect. Somewhere around the close of Sengoku, 400 years, perhaps it's many more. I don't think any of you are really ready to know the truth, and perhaps neither am I. One thing I am certain of, however, is that I would like for my birthday to share the birth of my clan, April the 25th. As a ruler, I think being born on the same day as my kingdom is quite fitting. I am 178 centimeters tall, or around 5'10". It's so odd. Having lived since the late 16th century,
He's like Oliver, who needs more experience streaming. I agree. It's quite clear that he wasn't.
The years went on.
He doesn't. I won't say he's never streamed before, but definitely he doesn't share the same experience and habits of a more experienced. No, he doesn't share the same habits of a more experienced streamer like his like some of his gen mates, right? Like when you see Shu stream or when you see Mista stream, it's clear they've done this before. They've been at this game for a little while. But Vox probably isn't completely new, but he hasn't made the same amount of mistakes that you generally need to do before. It's quite clear just through your demeanor that you're used to doing all this.
Perhaps you'll stick around and see if that holds true all those years later. Languages? At the moment, I only speak English, unfortunately. For whatever reason, even though my origin lies in Japan, I've lost my memory of that language, and to be honest with you, I'm not really sure why. I am learning to pick it back up, however. I'm making steady but slow progress while I focus on other things. In order to how to greet you or how to address you, you may be my followers or my subscribers, as I understand, but to me, you're my friends. I'd like to open these streams by calling a clan meeting to attention, and with a little luck, we might just be able to build another one.
Well, he already has more than 522 that his clan started out with.
Listen. Everything I owned was burned to cinder by Tokugawa, and despite having outlived him by quite a margin, I'd like to assure you, I'm far from satisfied. He and his wealthy little clan have had the last laugh, and now that I'm alive, 400 years later, it's still ringing in my ears. While I've never been angrier, I've also never felt more possessed. I want to be the leader that so-called unifier wishes he could be. For that, I need you. I do hope that isn't too much to ask, but I don't think any of you are ones to shy away from a challenge, surely. You're my clanmates, after all, and I need strong soldiers. I should hope you aren't the type to go down easy. Oh, of course! You haven't seen the rest of me yet, have you? Why don't we take a look at my entire look, shall we?
His design's so good.
What I would like to say
It's so fitting for his personality. It's kind of disgustingly good.
I couldn't have asked for better.
But yeah, this guy definitely is ended to,
actually dates back to
let's
the
say,
period, which was shortly after my unfortunate death. It's been fascinating.
pull
to see
some
such a
parasocial
unique
levers.
stayed alive for so many years, and in a way, I can't help but see it as
Definitely a bit of a voice demon.
When my life ended, quote unquote, this cloak began. And
Oh, I saw that actually. I saw it getting whipped by
debuted together.
what character was it?
The belt as well.
Was
I
it
think it's a very
Bowser?
sweet
Was it
expression
DK?
of the species
It was a
I come
heavy.
from and how different it
Cat
looks
Gaming
from
was
itself.
playing heavy
In
against
this
him on
world of
stream,
the
right?
yokai,
And knocked him
I
around.
understand that many
Because
have
heavy's
been
kind of hard to
asking
deal
what
with in
his name
Smash
is,
Ult.
and I'm here to tell you the truth. His name is Onigiri.
Onigiri
Isn't that
blinks.
sweet? I promise
There's
I'd
actually
never show
Onigiri
favoritism
VTuber.
among
That's actually a rice
I
ball.
promise I'd never show favoritism among members of my clan, but he is my right-hand man. Don't be jealous, I have room for a left one. Moving on.
This is
But of
so
course,
funny.
You can't skulk behind the scenes for hundreds of years without picking up a good few interests, hobbies, pet
Just like
peeves.
having the stone tablets rise up like that is kind of hilarious. Because it seems so out of place for all the rest of the classiness of his stream, right? And like the scuff of having his like
Is what I'm interested in.
his
You guys
chat
can peep over the
floating in front of it,
cooking.
that's hilarious.
And
That's just funny.
obsession with the culinary arts. Everything from new ways to prepare an old favorite to learning how to overcome your fear of getting
Ridley, that was the heavy.
We've all
Thank
been
you,
there.
that's right. Cat even landed the tail spike on him, forcing him to crumple to the ground, but didn't actually finish up on that if I recall.
And so
Did,
we
however,
really
drag
enjoy
his
getting
poor
to learn
corpse
about
around
hobbies.
because of Ridley's
Do with
command
the
grab,
intent of making
flinging him all around. It was kind of hilarious to watch.
I
Fucking
hope
Ridley.
Someday, I get to practice enough that I can prepare some food for you someday. And perhaps I'd like to do a cooking stream in the future, although, to be completely frank, my kitchen has terrible internet. so that
Zero
might be
people are
difficult.
surprised that he happens to like
Also,
voiceover.
As you can probably tell,
Or at least
I
he
have
should
a
not be
knack
surprised.
for the voice.
If you're
And
listening
I
to
hope to
this
use that
voice
in all of my streams
and
going forward,
are
whether
coming
it's
out of this
playing
shock
games
that he has voice
or
acting
RPGs
experience,
that have
pay a little more attention.
text-based
Pay a
elements
little
and
more
voice
attention.
acting that I get to voice over myself, or whether it's making ASMR. That woman was very desperate for me to make an ASMR stream, and so I'll tell you more about
That woman, he means
later
Nina.
on. I think that my own understanding of ASMR, however, is a little bit different from the status quo. I tend to prefer making it more about telling a story than
No,
sort of
that works
about
for me.
popping triggers. I more so prefer to think of it as a way of making a more relaxing audiobook, but that may change. Who knows?
I have absolutely 40
Lastly,
audiobooks.
I really agree with Ike on this one. Art house or sort of dark, bad feeling film art, whatever it is. To me, I think that nothing quite connects with me like when an artist can put something so personally agonizing to them into something they've made, and do so in such a well-conceived way that you.
He is
yourself
probably a Wong Kar
understand
Wai fan.
What it's like to go through
The
that
Hong
and
Kong
how
film
you
director.
felt it.
If you want to talk about like high-level
I
art
think
house
it's
films,
ironically
he's the first one that comes to
enormously
mind.
effect on me because I walk away
Or
from
either that, he just likes French
with their
films.
artistry that
Nothing
I
wrong with
feel
that. Not my taste though.
overjoyed by
I prefer
comparison.
the Hong Kong
Just that
style.
it's not many. you know, I've learned to appreciate
Just
little
like
things in life. Fishy food,
the
salty,
cinematography out of art
put me
house
in the same room as
Asian
Scooby-Doo
films.
Gag, and
It's more to my
the
taste.
Illumination Lorax movie. I won't
To-
go on about it, but let's.
That's
just
kind of
say
funny.
that The Lorax is a classic. The book is a classic that condenses the most ruthless social issues into something a 3-year-old can understand, and the Illumination movie is a cash grab. I could go on about how much I hate that film for days and days and days, but I digress.
That's honestly kind of funny.
I have quite a basic interest in anime, but my favorite is Hunter x Hunter, not Hunter x Hunter. I'm not going to try and terrorize Alira this time. Full Metal Alchemist, specifically Brotherhood. Darling in the
course.
Franxx is not my favorite, but I enjoy the romance element and watching two people fight aliens while screaming at each other about how much they love each other. That really does kind of hit a chord with me. I also, not listed here...
I'm kind of biting my tongue.
On this
If you like Darling in the Franxx, I can kind of see why you would.
like Death Note and
But man, that was not good anime.
they are about someone taking over the world.
Especially the last half.
Also does strike a bit of a chord. Video games from Software. Elden Ring. Elden Ring. Elden Ring.
I would be very surprised if Nijisanji wasn't actively porting From Software for Elden Ring streaming rights. That seems like something they should be doing.
MMO ever made. I haven't played Final Fantasy yet. I might be proven wrong, but I love it. I think that even though it's grindy, the game design I think is worlds ahead of what the majority of MMOs are doing today, and I'd love to play it on stream sometime.
And of course, the
Death
RuneScape
Stranding,
fan's
I
funny.
think, has a really, really lovely story. Makes me cry quite often, and
Yeah,
you may think that
I even read the manga, which ended in a better note than the show, and it was still really crap.
Also very
It was
emotional.
still really crap. I feel like after you got to the reveal of their past, things just fell apart from there. Like they just didn't know what to do with the series after a certain point,
and lastly, I'm a big fan of Smash Ultimate,
which is disappointing because the series had a lot of potential. The basic setup, the kind of cheesiness with its like sexual themes, but there are a lot of ways you could explore that that they fail to do.
They're showing up behind the slides, but I'll get a chance to address those in my intro.
I'm telling you right now, there is a major Smash tournament between like an open Smash tournament hosted by Nijisanji. I'm not letting this boy win. I will bully the poor boy.
It's very uncomfortable. Anyway, the first goal I have is quite bizarre. Reach 522 subscribers, and now that we've already surpassed that by 40-fold, I'm realizing I may have set my sights a little bit too low. I say 522 because that was the population of my clan when it fell, and I would just like to bring those guys.
He should add a couple zeros to that
together before we try to move on. So maybe, I don't know, sky's the limit really. After that, the population of Japan under Tokugawa was around 30 million, maybe 30 million's next. We'll figure it out.
30 million. If you actually get 30 million as a VTuber, that would be record breaking. He is.
Made ends meet during my
Good luck.
Combination was offering my voice to whoever would give me a meal for it. If you've ever caught a train in the UK, you might recognize me as the one who tells you to mind the gap between the train and the platform edge.
See, that's funny. If you're in the UK, you can find a clip of that
Luxiem and Nijisanji
in the rail system.
Reach for the sky and really
I
get a roll.
guarantee you'll get plenty of YouTube views if you put that up.
Muscle Siege would probably sting a whole lot less if I had the chance to play an anime villain. I hope you'll support me in that.
I can definitely see him play a villain, a really nice one.
I feel like I'm not that good at the game. I have a fair few characters in Elite Smash, but I think it's a game that really kind of gets my blood pumping. And in general, I really want to learn more fighting games, but in particular, winning some kind of a local or online Smash tournament would make me extremely happy.
If you want to learn fighting games,
for hours about maxing
if you play GGST,
thousands of hours, but
that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I'm just saying.
In runecrafting and farming.
Now, I've asked I've asked you before if he plays GGST, and it turns out that while he has the game, he's not very well practiced on it, unfortunately. So I'm going to bully these Nijisanji boys into playing Guilty Gear.
Very exciting to me. I think that all of these people work incredibly well. I think all of them are so talented, and as much as I like to act so stoic and separated from it all,
Yuki said, I used to trains here a lot, so that voice is ingrained into my head, and he sounds exactly the same. He might not just sound exactly the same. That might be him.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, poor planning.
Out of the way of this one. Keep forgetting to change the position of it.
And chance in front again.
Hashtags. These are all subject to change. First of all, hashtag Vox Akuma for general. Live, hashtag Aku Hours. Oh, God.
This is funny.
Put me down.
This is funny.
Aku hours. Hashtag Akum art.
I always love to see a little bit of scuff on the stream that's otherwise doing well. It makes it seem more human, you know? More appropriate for a VTuber.
You can draw yourselves or draw anything related to yourselves with hashtag KinDraw. For memes, VoxD, VoxXD I think is adorable. And for fan name, like I mentioned, Kindred. I think it's quite sweet, and it refers to you
Kindred's
as
quite
my
nice.
family.
Although,
I'd like to keep you.
search result wise, SEO wise, you get a lot of crossover with League of
And
Legends.
a red envelope. For I'm a demon, and I'm inviting you
That's probably not the worst, but
to be a part of my clan.
because there aren't that many Kindred mains.
Alright.
It crumbles to the ground.
The last of my slides, although I realize we're sort of going over time, so I will hurry
Also,
and we'll take a look at my
quite a few established VTubers
my first week
donated to his stream,
an intro to
and frankly,
where we'll expand
what should be
on
embarrassing amounts for them.
have a little bit of a nice
To be frank,
and hopefully get to decide
So,
hashtags because I'm not certain about
they
all
do
of
have Dark Souls streaming rights. Dark Souls 2 Endurance, for instance. That's an interesting choice. The one of his genmates was doing Dark Souls 3. I forgot which one off the top of my head.
Vague. All right, there we go. Okay, moving on.
I think
After that,
he also spoiled something that
arenas and
his gen wasn't actually quite ready to announce yet.
to each other. We're gonna be
But the Prop Night collab confirms what the Nijisanji's Luxiem generation is going to be collabing on.
Gonna have to set up my
His
set.
his genmates actually hadn't confirmed that.
A heart attack and
Fifi with $100.
hundreds of years of progress. The day after,
Sky donated 200, if I recall correctly.
I've been putting it off because it's not directed by.
Not to call her out or anything. No, I actually am calling her out. She donated Ice Witch Sky donated $200.
I'm really looking forward to playing. Came out a couple
That's
of
funny.
days ago, and as a fan of the series, I think it looks like a real step in the right direction. The day after that, as all of my good friends from Luxiem have already mentioned, the Prop Night collab. Sounds
I don't
like
think they
fun.
mentioned it was Prop Night
I'm
before,
also a
right?
big fan of Gary's mod, Prop Hunt, all of those fun little games you can play with friends, and Prop Night seems like a nice evolution of that.
But yeah,
I'm very excited, however.
it's a nice collab game.
Christmas Day, Saturday, where we'll be
Fireside
having a
ASMR.
story reading or ASMR, where
That might be
perhaps don't have a family
the
to
most
go to during Christmas.
well-attended session of live ASMR
Maybe you can
that YouTube has seen in some years.
And lastly, for Civilization 5, we'll be playing a game that allows me to finally live out what it might be like if I ruled the world. That's all.
That's a nice choice.
I'd like to say a big thank you to. Oh my god.
Wow, the audio. Wow. Hold on.
Ignore that. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody for coming out. Sorry for hurting your ears. And let's head on back to the main channel where we can hang
Are you religious? Because you're the answer to all my prayers. Mia, yeah, I know, I see that. Also, the logo was designed by Ori Hime. And she did one for all of the Luxiem Gen guys. And it's an excellent logo. She also does a whole bunch of Arknight inspired stamp logos too. I'm thinking of commissioning her as soon as I can, but her waitlist is not open right now. So yeah, that was all three. I think you will agree with me in assuming that Vox is by far going to be the most popular of the lot. And indeed, his current subscriber count is already at 37,000. His genmates aren't that far behind. 36 for Mysta, 21 for Shu, 23 for Luca, which is kind of surprising because I wasn't that impressed with Luca. Yeah, Utano Pandora causing a jump scare, yep. And Ike with 24 because Ike is soft boy, but he is easily the standout of his generation, carried heavily by personality and voice, and the fact that he basically looks like a demonic Zhongli. That terminology is going to be a little, it's an ongoing thing. But when I say carry, I don't mean anything negative about that. I say that these are definitely his strengths. He leans into that strength, fully aware that that is the most powerful weapon at his disposal. And he opened salvo with his most powerful weapon upon an unsuspecting audience. Shu was at 26 at the start of his current stream, and now it's at 20 to 21k. I am fully aware of that. In fact, I think I earlier saw Vox at 40 something earlier, right? If not 50 something. So YouTube's algorithm is doing its usual thing. The rapid growth of these agency-led VTubers unfortunately triggers a bunch of red flags because it looks like bot activity. In fact, it's almost indistinguishable from bot activity if you don't know where the source is all coming from. It just basically looks like a decentralized attack upon these accounts, right? So I'm not too surprised that they're losing followers by the thousands. But also, personality wise, I see all 5 of these as everything from really safe choices to outright winners for Nijisanji, right? Like, they all fulfill very clear niches. They all have, if not the most obvious personalities for a couple of them, then at least a professionalism in their conduct and streaming habits that is guaranteed to win over fans and like give them more than enough chances to like get a couple clips out there and really grow. But Vox is in the class of his own, like easily. Vox and Mysta are in the class of their own, and Vox is very much in first place amongst that. That is not to put them in competition with each other, but in terms of the lowest common denominator attraction, it's hard to make a case against Vox. Like, if you want to introduce him to a bunch of random skeptics about VTubers, and you put this man in front of them and you let him talk, they will give him a chance. Guaranteed. Whereas Luca would be hard to sell. Shu is very much a gamer type, so if they're not already into that sort of like streamer personality, it might be harder to sell. Mysta is speaks for himself. He's like Vox, very easily approachable. And Ike is a very separate niche. Like, there are some overlaps in Ike's appeal. In terms of Ike's appeal, there's some overlaps with Vox, right? It's very voice driven, it's very personality driven. And if you really want a chill stream, Ike is like if somebody just wants like somebody they can like chill out, watch for a couple hours and just vibe with, I would say Ike is a pretty safe bet in that regard. If you want to seduce somebody to the rabbit hole, however, it's going to be Vox as the leading man, right? Like, you can't tell me I'm wrong on that. So that was overall fun. That also was shorter than I expected because Ike's intro was only 20 minutes. And yeah, the fact is also Vox has already shown that he is not just a very stereotypical incubus sort of personality. He is also a bit of a troll gamer. He wilds out when he's playing Smash. Oh, the DD matchup. Yep. Yeah, she does Yoshi impressions too. That's funny.
So from what I know of Yoshi, you gotta hit him with down airs, because down airs do a lot of damage. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. He's also got the best shield in the game, I think, which is weird.
Yeah, that's just a sample of it. Like, I don't know. They really struck gold with this one. As Yuki said, YouTube is being harsh with the hammer against the boys. This is not the first time they've punished active and popular VTubers for their explosive debuts. YouTube in general just isn't very well structured for that, but they would still find the same issues if they were streaming on Twitch or, God forbid, Facebook. Interestingly enough, as of October 2020, excuse me, having some hiccups. As of October 2021, Facebook Live is actually the second biggest live streaming service in the world. Second only to Twitch by a huge margin, but they have officially eclipsed hours watched versus YouTube as of this year. How reliable that information, I can't tell you. Facebook's willingness to fudge their numbers have outright killed the journalism industry in a lot of regards. But I'm inclined to believe them based on the overall trend and the advantages they have. Surprisingly, however, there aren't that many Facebook VTubers, and I kind of see why. Like, despite the advantages you might have on Facebook in terms of networking and discoverability, because Facebook basically gives you out to everybody that watches Facebook Live. The culture of VTubing is very much overlaps more heavily with YouTube because of the agencies involved and with Twitch especially. Now, I've personally been kind of let's switch over to free chat for a bit. Now, I've personally been contemplating about switching over to Twitch myself because the Western VTubing community is honestly stronger on that platform than anywhere else. I do kind of miss it. But A, fuck Bezos, and B, YouTube's plans for 2022 would bring them at least on par with Facebook. And hold on. Oh, Amber Alert. And may bring them a little more parity against Twitch than otherwise. Like, there's a lot of bullshit that happens on YouTube, but it's not unique to YouTube. It's everything all the DMCA stuff happens on every platform. And the way that Twitch has been treating the content creators, even on the highest level, just doesn't sit right with me. So hopefully we'll see more from YouTube's side. Hopefully they will be addressing the major pain points against YouTube streaming. And that's a complete aside. What I really want to talk about is that I'm really excited for Nijisanji's EM branch now. They fulfill pretty much every niche out there. First one that mentions RuneScape, probably. Yeah. This is the very first time I've heard of a VTuber mentioning RuneScape as something they want to stream. And I believe he also plays OSRS, if that is relevant to your interests. Old school. But yeah, Vox is a winner. Just the sheer quality of its intro alone blows my mind. Like, that sets a new damn standard. That's really hard to live up to. Because it's not as if the animation was anything special, right? It's not as if he led with like an original song or anything. But the manga presentation mixed with the sheer quality of his voiceover. You don't need to be a singer to prove that you are worth listening to, right? And that opens up a lot of possibilities for anybody that might be following his footsteps. And it also means that, again, Nijisanji is playing to as wide a range of niches as possible. And this one's going to be really popular. I expect to be listening in on his streams if he plans to do storytelling, just because it sounds like it would be a great time. It honestly does. But yeah, I'm liking what they're doing here. It's a very promising generation. This first generation of male VTubers for Nijisanji, go into start with. I would not be embarrassed to be introducing any of these folks to people outside of VTubing. Maybe should have Mysta, but for various different reasons. But you put Ike or Vox in front of somebody that's still new to VTubing, and they will understand the appeal. Yep, that's pretty much all for me. In terms of the remainder of the week, it will be Guilty Gear and Rune Keen. And then I plan to take a few days off for the weekend. Maybe release a couple TikToks and pre-made videos by then. And maybe I have something special for Christmas. Maybe. I'm still kind of working on it. If I don't get it done by then, it'll be a New Year's release. Just how it goes. For now, however, I hate doing this, but it's the usual spiel. Like, subscribe, upvote, click the bell so you will be alerted for future streams. My channel should already have the waiting rooms open for the 2 remaining streams this week. And of course, leave a comment if you should so feel inclined to do so to boost the algorithm. And of course, follow me on Twitter and TikTok, where my antennas are pointing upwards on the channel over there at Luxiem. And I will see you all tomorrow. Folks, this was fun. The new Nijisanji generation is fun. And as always, my friends, eat well.